Who wrote an article? Somebody wrote an article. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, you can't, like I said, you control what you can control. You can't control somebody deciding to wake up one day and want to stir something up in Chicago and write an article. Or you can't control, like I said, if you want to trade them. Like, there's nothing that you can do. Only thing you can do is bring your buddy here and work. And if they call you and say, hey, you've been moved, you shake their hand, you know, and you say, thank you for everything, and you leave. You know, as I always told my teammates, because you never know what's going to happen in this league. You never know where you're going to be. Stay professional. You know, because just like you have your opportunity in free agencies and stuff like that, decide where you want to go. You know, they have the opportunities to move you. But there's nothing that you can do about it. So don't listen to it. In my mind, he doesn't, but, you know, I think he's the cornerstone of this franchise. I mean, you know, that's the reason I'm here. That's the reason we're winning games. And so not in my mind, but it's not my decision.
Overreaction time. Dwyane Wade addressing all the trade rumors surrounding Jimmy Butler. Butler has been clutch for the Bulls tonight in an overtime win over the Raptors, 42 big points. Overreaction time, Tim. Should Jimmy Butler be untradeable? Not even a thought to trade this guy.
I'm going to say that's an overreaction, because where are the Bulls going? Yeah, these performances have been off the charts. He has had an incredible run, but where has it really gotten them? Are they really a threat in the Eastern Conference, CT?
They are not a threat.
And with all these great dramatic wins, 3 in a row to be exact, where without Jimmy Butler, they're not even in these games. He's been that good. They're hanging on like Sly Stallone in Cliffhanger to the 8th spot. It's not like they're in the 5th spot. You got the damn Hawks in the 4th spot. They're trading Kyle Korver. Paul Millsap, bye-bye. They brought in Dwight Howard. The Bulls, what's the best case scenario this year? The best case scenario that could play out is they move to the 7th spot and they play the Raptors. Lucky enough, they've actually owned the Toronto Raptors and knocked them off in a series. But
they won 10 straight against the Raptors, so they do have Toronto's number.
That's the best case scenario that could happen
and
this
then they
year.
get to the second round.
Right.
Okay.
Or is it about kind of building for the future? Like, you took your shot. You had Tom Thibodeau. You had the MVP. You had Joakim Noah in his career, at the peak of his career, rather, and it didn't work out. You had some bad breaks. I think it's sports. If you're not competing for a championship, you got to be building for the future. And right now, they're kind of in that in-between zone.
Yeah.
Now, Jerry Reinsdorf owns the Chicago White Sox. They're in complete rebuild mode. Chicago Bulls, he also owns them too. Could he have 2 different franchises, CT? I know you're a Southsider, so you would have the answer to this. Can you have 2 franchises at the same time rebuilding?
I don't know if you want to do that. Obviously, you want to try to keep the fans' attention and give them something to root for, so that would be tough to do. We did hear Dwyane Wade saying that Butler should be the cornerstone. Butler is really the only piece that you have with a lot of trade value.
His value right now,
sky high.
It's got to be the highest it's ever
been.
But
I think you can still build around Jimmy Butler. The way he plays on both ends of the court, the way he's able to finish games, the way he's able to step up and put the team on his back. I think he's able to try to get the most out of players. I think he challenges coaches to be better. You know, that was something that came out of last year with Fred Hoiberg. We need to be coached up more. So I see what you're saying, that they are kind of in that no man's land and you might need to rebuild, but I don't think that should involve moving Jimmy Butler. I think you try to work around some other pieces or do it through the draft.
Because when I look at the youth right now, or the lack thereof of the Bulls, who would you say is a young guy that's playing outstanding basketball?
Outstanding, no one. I do think Doug McDermott has played well. He was out for a considerable amount of time with the concussion, but he hit some big shots tonight. He has a floater to his game, et cetera, et cetera. But other than Doug McDermott, yeah, I mean, Michael Carter-Williams been back for a couple of games, making a little impact.
You know, who do you see that's like, oh, yeah, in a couple of years, you know, we could look around the league at teams with younger guys.
Sure.
And you're like, all right, a couple of years, Brandon Ingram's going to end up paying off. D'Angelo Russell's going to end up paying off.
Giannis, Kristaps Porzingis. Who was that on the Bulls? Yeah, you paint me in the corner.
Denzel Valentine, you know what I mean?
Nah, wouldn't feel confident in that. We'll see how it all plays out, though, but certainly Jimmy Butler balling right now for the Chicago Bulls.